Hi.
Hello, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay, fine. So, Shankar, can you please brief about yourself and your professional background?
Yes, you. I have 4 years and 3 months of experience as a backend Java developer. My roles and responsibilities are contributed to project planning and solution architecture, selecting appropriate
Mm,
design patterns, technologies, and frameworks, collaborated with stakeholders to align project goals, manage expectations, and recognize and reduce risks, set up infrastructure and deployment environments, including CI/CD pipeline to automate build and deployment
mm,
processes, participated in Spring Boot and microservices development, ensuring
mm,
robust and yeah. After that, reviewed code for quality using tools like SonarQube to ensure
mm,
alignment with best practices and ICO standards, developed genuine test cases, ensure code coverage above 85%, improving
mm,
code reliability and maintainability, analyzed code flow and debugged production issues to ensure smooth application
mm,
performance, participated in Scrum meetings and providing updates and progress blockers and solutions. Coming to my current project, the My Garage integration with My Account project allows Stellantis vehicle owners to manage their vehicles easily by adding Moppers My Garage features to the My Account API. Coming to AWS, we have deployed this application into AWS. So AWS Flow, all requests coming from the browser and are directed to the inbound API gateway, which acts as the single entry and exit point. The custom domain is configured in Route 53 to point to the API gateway, providing branded and user-friendly URL. The API gateway is responsible for managing API versioning, rate limiting, and request parameter validation. It also validates the incoming URL using an ACM certificate for secure communication. Once the request is successfully authenticated and validated, it is forwarded to the application load balancer based on the request path pattern and target group configuration. They help route the request to the appropriate service running as a container and ECS. For outbound communications, the application uses the outbound API gateway through load balancer, ensuring secure, efficient, and scalable connectivity. For logs, we are using the AWS CloudWatch. So every application we are deployed as a one container on AWS ECR Elastic Container. So every service is logs stored in the AWS CloudWatch. For some secure information will be there in my project like access keys, secrets. These are we are storing into AWS Secret Manager. Yeah, it's all about my project.
okay, fine. So, how do you rate yourself in core Java?
Out of 10, 7.
Yes, out of 10. Okay, 7. Okay, good. Uh, so, can you tell me the OOPS concepts? What are the concepts in OOPS?
Yeah. In OOPS, three pillars are there like encapsulation, inheritance, and polymorphism. Coming to first class. Class is a uh, class is a real world object. It contains properties, methods, and blocks. Object is a instance of a class or copy of class. Coming to data hiding, to avoid outside class cannot access our internal data directly by using private modifier. We can implement the data hiding. After that, encap abstraction. Abstraction is nothing but hiding internal implementation. Most abstract classes, abstract keyword cannot possible to instantiate. Object creation is not possible. It has one zero parameter constructor. We can allow to write both abstract and concrete methods. Concrete methods nothing but method with body. We can allow to declare both static and instance variables while using abstract method in an abstract class. Mandatory to declare abstract keyword. Abstract classes can be declared as sealed, so that means it will restrict the which subclasses are allowed. Since Java 16 version. Coming to encapsulation, the binding of data and corresponding methods into a single unit is called as encapsulation. Encapsulation is equal to data hiding plus abstraction. We can achieve encapsulation by using private modifier and one pair of public setter and getter methods. Advantage is security, inheritance. Acquiring properties from parent to child is called as inheritance. It is also called as easy relationship. By using extends keyword, we can implement the easy relationship. Advantage is reusability. Types of inheritances: single inheritance, multi-level inheritance, hierarchical inheritance. Java does not support multiple inheritance to avoid ambiguity problems, but Java supports multiple inheritance through interfaces. Coming to Azure relationship, it is two parts like composition and
Okay, so
aggregation. Yeah.
So can you give me an example of encapsulation? How do you achieve encapsulation in your code?
Yeah, like in models, we are developed models as a all fields as a private. We are accessing through public setter and getters. Direct access we are
Public
restricted.
means you are declaring your variable search private, and you will provide setter and getter.
Yeah, yes.
Okay, through this you can achieve encapsulation.
Yeah, yes.
Okay. Okay, and so how do you prevent your class to be means to be created an instance?
Not getting.
Means how do you prevent that your class should not be extended by others or should not be created object by others? Means no
Okay.
one can create the object.
Okay, to restrict the extension, we can use the final classes cannot be extendable. Another class extension is not possible. To restrict the someone to create the another object, then we can go for the singleton design pattern. It will give us any situation only one object. Some rules will be there, like one static volatile field will be there. That field as a class reference.
Okay, wait. So can you write a program where singleton pattern is implemented? Can you write a class?
Okay.
So that means it implements the singleton pattern.
Yeah.
You can share a screen and you can write in notepad.
Yeah. My screen visible, right? I will take this ID. Sir.
Yes. Yeah, no issue.
First we need to implement the clonable. So public class, suppose this is test app. I am adding here definition of singleton. Singleton. In any situation, it allows JVM to create only one object. So this is the singleton. So let's implement the code. Public class test app implements clonable serializable. Implements clonable, comma serializable. So override clone method. Here clone method override. Take one class level, this class name is a field name. So for that, private static volatile. This is a test app. So about test. The private static volatile test app test. So let's add the command here. Volatile are able to ensure visibility in multi-threaded environment. Multi multi-threaded environments multi-threaded environments. So what is volatile here? Volatile variable to ensure visibility in multi-threaded environments. So let's create the factory method. So public factory method always static. This is the class name. So method name suppose test instance. Yeah, this is the static factory method. Suppose let's check if test double equal to null. If it is the null, so we are saying go to inside the if condition. Here I am adding synchronized block. Synchronized of. So I want to class level lock. How to get class level lock? This is the class name. Class name dot class. Then we will get the class level lock. After that, if so, after that, if you want to check again, also you can check if it is the null or not. I think not required. So next test equal to new test app semicolon. So it is nothing but instance is created. Instance is created. What is this? It is a factory method. Static factory method to return the single instance of the singleton class. Singleton class. Singleton class. So this method ensures thread safety in multi-threading environments. Environments. Multi-threading environments. Here about this method, factory method, static factory method to return the single instance of a singleton class. This method ensures thread safety in multi-threading environments. So we need to return here. So at last we need to return test. So this is the done. Let's private private constructor name and class name must be same, right? So this is the constructor. I'm also checking if test not equal to null. If test is not equal to null, throw new runtime exception. Runtime runtime exception. Here some string message object already exists. So let's add the comment here. Private constructor to prevent instantiation via reflection. Instantiation via reflection. Instantiation via reflection. We can prevent the instantiation via reflection. Instantiation via reflection. So constructor spelling wrong. Let's add right one. So as of now we are restricted through reflection API by using private constructor. If by using reflection API, if someone is trying to break the singleton behavior, it will throw the exception. It will check if it is check the condition. It will throw the exception to access the instance or object by using factory method. So synchronized, it will restart through multi-threading. So as of now, we are done restricted by using reflection API. After that, we are restricted by using multi-threading. So now let's start by using cloning process. See, object clone. Instead of this return, we need to throw the exception. Throw new, throw new, clone not supported exception. This one. Here let's add some command. Cloning. So cloning not supported for singleton instances. Singleton instances. Now we are restricted through. This is the cloning process. So let's add another command. So ensures ensures ensure that the singleton instantial returned during serialization. During so prevents prevents cloning of the cloning cloning of the singleton instance. So if cloning is attempted if cloning is attempted a then we will get clone not supported exception. So Exception is thrown. Exception is thrown. Now we are prevented. The multi-threading was prevented. Deflection was prevented. Cloning was preventing cloning of the singleton instance. So less we can also prevent by using serialization and deserialization. So let's override serial version ID. So it is giving any option to override. So it is not giving. Let's manually add private static final long serial version UID. So suppose some ID. So I'm adding some ID. Suppose L semicolon. It will restart from the serialization like serial version UID to ensure version compatibility during serialization. So it will check while deserialization this ID deserialization ID matching or not. So it is recommended to override as well serial version UID to ensure compatibility during serialization. So change the compatibility control that compatibility. Yes. Then override the read resolver method private object read resolver to return if someone is trying to access through deserialization. It will give same object. So private object read resolver read resolve. It is returning. That means ensure the singleton instances returned after deserialization. So correct the grammar deserialization. Now we are restricted singleton access through four ways. First, understand what is singleton. In any situation, it allows JVM to create only one object. So we are restricted through different ways. Let's understand one. Reflection API. Here, if someone this construct trying to break by using reflection API, it will throw the runtime exception. Object already exists. After that, multi-threading. So here I use synchronized block to restrict access through multi-threading. After that, cloning, serialization, deserialization. So these ways I am restricted. So post reflection API, multi-threading. Third one, cloning, I am restricted. Fourth one, by using serialization. I am restricted. Fifth one, deserialization. I'm restricted. So this is called singleton class. So this all code about singleton class. So by using this, this is like a perfect singleton design pattern.
Okay, so you have implemented clonable and serializable. Okay, fine. Then you have declared a volatile instance variable, right?
Yes.
Okay. And what is this test one constructor you have defined to restrict reflection API?
Yeah, to restrict.
Could you please, could you please explain what this method does?
Like by using reflection API, private fields, methods, constructors we can access. If someone is trying to access, then if this object already exists, it will throw the exception.
Okay, so you were saying by reflection we can access the private methods variables of a class.
Yeah, yes,
okay.
Yes.
Okay, so to restrict that, you are just checking here if instance is present, then you are throwing illegal argument exception.
Yeah, yes,
okay.
Yeah.
Now means okay, one way is restricted. Then what is the second method, get instance?
Get by using that class name we are accessing this instance here object creating. I am restricting by using multi-threading.
So what is the synchronized keyword?
Synchronized keyword at a time only one thread is allowed to execute. Like
okay, if multiple threads will be allowed here, so what will happen?
Then it will give multiple instances.
Okay, multiple instances will be created and our aim of singleton is not achieved.
Yes.
That's what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay, then and you are returning the instance. Okay, fine.
If
then what is this?
Someone is trying to clone, I am throwing the exception. Clone not supported exception.
Okay, and what is this read resolver?
By using like serialization, deserialization, this is a method in serialization. So if someone trying to access through serialization, it will give same object, whatever available. It will also restrict.
Okay, fine. And why did you use protected keyword in clone method and others public private?
No, it is signature by default overloaded method signature.
Okay, it's overloaded method.
Yes.
Okay, fine. What is volatile?
Volatile, it will it will read write operation from the main memory. It will do like it will share the data across the all threads.
Okay, so are you comfortable in Java 8?
Yes.
Okay, so can you write a program where you have list of integers in string format?
Okay.
Means let's say 52 within double quotes 52, so it will be considered as a string. So you have a list of string.
Okay.
Let's say 52, 75, 12, 5. Okay. So your means you need to convert it to integer first, then you can multiply 2 to each element and collect into a list.
Can you repeat?
So you have a list of string. Means list of integer in string format.
Okay.
Your first task is to convert these strings to integer.
Okay.
Then multiply 5 to each element. Okay. And collect into a list using string API.
Okay. Convert to list, multiply and collect from
into a list.
Okay, list of integer.
Then print the list.
Okay, sir. Public class test app main method. So input as a string array. So we need to convert integers are there in string format, those to integer. So 90. Suppose 10. suppose 11, suppose 11, suppose 23, suppose 55. So these, so let's use arrays.stream method. See, it is the string array. Is there any string object will be there, right? Use object. So stream arrays.stream. Next, we need to post convert to the integer. For that, take map integer dot value of string. So it is done. After that, dot map we need to multiply by 5, m dot 5. So after that we need to collect list, collectors dot to list, semicolon, it will return the so list of integer were converted, right? Result are import list. So r dot for each, suppose system dot out double colon println as capital. So let's see. So post here, this is the string array. These are the integers there in string format. First we are converted into integer. After that we are multiplied. After that we are collected. We are displayed.
Okay, okay. Okay. So what is the difference between map and flat map?
Yeah. Map for we can iterate in individual elements in a collection, but flat
Uh,
map we can also in process individual objects, but we can cluttering, like we can combine the multiple results into a collection.
okay. What is parallel string?
Parallels, like we can call parallel multiple streams, like multiple elements in a collection parallel.
Okay. Uh, what is string literal pool in Java?
String literal pool, or like if we have a one string is there, like a string is nothing but it will store the group of characters. String is a immutable, cannot change the content of the string. So while if we are trying to change the, like we are trying to change the string, we have the suppose string name equal to some name will be there, we want to update, then it will be stored in the string constant for, like a unreferenced variable kind of.
Okay, so let's say string s1 equals to new string Sankar. Okay. And again one another instance is string str2 equals to new Sankar. Now your means what is the output of string s1 equals operator string s2 and string s1 dot equals s2.
Like you are saying, s1 double equal to s2, it is the object comparison, so there are the different objects, so we will get false. S1 equals s2, so it is the content comparison, So it will give the true. Post one is
Okay.
the false.
So what
Second
is
one is
garbage collection in Java?
yeah. Like garbage collection, once our Java program will be executed, JVM will do like cleanup activities. Is nothing but garbage collection. Like one method will be there. Finalize. It will be take care this activity internally.
No. What it does?
Like some clean like like once our Java like once object execution is completed, it will destroy those.
Tell me.
Yeah, that's it.
Go ahead. Okay, you are saying the unreferenced objects will be cleaned up by the garbage collector.
Yeah, once their execution is
As the
completed.
execution is completed.
Yes.
Okay. And what is exception? Means and why do you create your custom exception?
Okay. Exception an unwanted, unexpected event that disturbs the normal flow of the program is called as exception. Like without exceptions, it will make chance to terminate our programs due to smooth application without any terminations. If any exceptions are also raised, then we can use the exception handling.
What is custom exception?
Yeah, suppose if we have lot of predefined exceptions are there. If you want to create our choice class as the exception class, then we need to create our class like extends with runtime exception. After that, we need to override some constructors.
So let's say in your code one try block is there and multiple catch block is there.
Okay.
Okay, and one catch block handles exception. Okay, the generic exception, and one catch block handles your, let's say, file not found or array index out of bound exception. Okay. So how do you write means those catch blocks?
Okay. Like while using multi-catch, order must be mandatory. Like first we need to write the child exception classes, then only parent. Parent is nothing but exception. Like
So
first
what happen if you give first parent then child?
then it will not goes to the child. It will throw the compile time error.
Compile time error means the code will not compile.
Yes.
Okay. So can we write any code inside catch block?
Yeah.
Means let's say in try block you some exception is thrown, it goes to catch block. You have handled the catch block. Can you write any code or write any method, call any method from catch block also?
Yes, we can.
Okay, we can write any code in catch block, right?
Yes.
Okay. And what is HashMap and how does it stores elements?
Okay. Let's say I create one HashMap. It internally creates a bucket structure having 16 size, starting from 0th index and ending at 15th index. Each bucket contains internally linked list. Each bucket internally implemented as a linked list, where each node contains the key value as code and next. If multiple keys, if same bucket having multiple nodes is called as collision, then it will check multiple buckets keys are same. If same value will be replaced, else it will create new entry and it will be stored into that entry. Like default load factor is 0.75. When map is 75% is filled, the load factor increases to double. When default threshold is 12, when map is 12% is filled, it will be increased to double. Calculating the threshold load factor into bucket size. Simply like HashMap, it will be internally it will, by using equal method.
Okay, can we store null as a key?
Yeah, it will store in HashMap one null key. but it will be stored in 0th index. It is fixed behavior.
Okay, so our hash maps are thread safe.
Not thread safe.
Okay, how can we make hash map as thread safe?
Synchronized HashMap will be their method, like synchronized set, synchronized map, like that.
So any idea for design pattern?
Design
Have you
pattern.
worked on a design pattern?
We are used only Singleton design pattern.
Okay, only Singleton design pattern.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. And have you used Spring Boot, Microservices,
Yes.
REST API?
Yes.
You worked on those?
Yes.
Okay. So what is qualifier annotation in Spring?
Qualifier. Suppose I have a one interface is there. It has multiple implementations are there. So I am injecting through interface in suppose in controller I am injecting one interface. So sometimes may get chance to ambiguity problems, like which implementation should pick up. To resolve that, we need to use qualifier, then we need to pass that bean.
And what are different scopes in Spring?
Scopes like singleton, prototype, global section, application, request, like that.
Okay. So in your Spring application, let's say you have XML configuration is there. So how do you read that XML configuration in your code?
Read.
Means in an Excel file you have written all the configuration, right? You have created the bean,
Yeah.
everything. And how that file is read in your application?
That namespace we are importing, right? That is, it will provide some rules and guidelines to XML. If it is in same order they are expected, it will be read, else it will be give some error. Like post beans will be the tag. After that we need to create bean tag, like that. Some order will be there.
Okay. So in Spring Boot, let's say, how do you create database connection in Spring Boot application?
Spring Boot. For single database, Spring Boot will provide auto configuration. Just we need to add those properties in application.properties or YAML file. If we are using,
if multiple databases are there,
then it will
multiple schemas are there.
Yeah. Then it will not support Spring Boot auto configuration. Then we need to data source. We need to create two data source beans in configuration. After that we need to inject it.
No. Two data source means two configuration file.
Yeah. Yes.
Means we need to write two configuration file, then
yeah, we need to inject it.
Okay. And in Spring Boot, let's say you need to exclude some classes while loading, while server startup. How do you achieve that?
Okay. At Spring Boot configuration, in that bracket we need to use exclude some attribute we can do. Otherwise we can also throw pound.xmr, which classes are there in which package. We need to go to that place. We need to some exclusions will be there. We need to exclude.
Okay. And what is profile in Spring?
Profile, like profiles, multiple profiles are there, like dev, QA, prod, like that. Yeah.
So means how we can implement the profile thing in our application, so that in dev it will pick the dev YML, and QA it will pick the QA YML.
Okay, like each environment we need to add the one like YAML file for the, like suppose application dot dev .yaml, application dot hyphen qa dot yaml, like that. In base, like application dot oml file will be there. After there we need to mention like spring dot properties dot active, it will be activated. Otherwise we can also active through form dot xml. Profile some tags will be there, we can also activate. Otherwise if you want to activate while deployment, some deployment also we can activate, like some spring dot properties dot active this by using this one.
Okay. So what is microservices?
Yeah, microservices are small independent services. So it will like some advantages are there. There is no clumsy app code, so we can develop quickly, and we can use each service multiple technology framework for each individual microservices. Yeah, like debugging wise easy, development is easy, there is no clumsy between logics. Yeah, like
Okay, fine. Uh, so you have developed REST API also.
yes.
So while developing any REST API, how do you provide security to that?
Yeah, like in my application we have provided authorization header, that is the JWT token. If it is validated, then only it will retro data, user data. Otherwise it will throw like invalid JWT token expired, like that. We can also, if any roles are there, we can also use at a secured annotation at controller methods. We can restrict which role is allowed to access this. Otherwise we can also restrict like spring configuration file, like permit all categories, URLs, authenticated category, as rolled category, like that.
Okay. So in REST API, how do you validate your incoming request?
Okay, like suppose
JSON request.
yeah, okay. Suppose I have some employee model will be there. Request body, I am passing this employee body. I want to validate this employee model class. Then I will need to use yet validator API. It is Hibernate is providing. After that, in model class, I can restrict like length should be not null. Like some patterns. Suppose if any mails are there, this pattern should be allowed, like that. We need to write some annotations will be there.
Okay. Have you written JUnit test cases?
Yes,
Okay, so how do you test the private methods?
private methods we can do by using reflection test utils. It will
Okay.
give access to the private fields and methods as well.
Then let's say there are multiple test methods and you need some variables, some objects in all the methods. So where do you write these codes? So it can be used by other methods.
Other method, like if I have a one class, in that 10 test cases are there. These 10 test cases require common some one method,
Yes,
then I can.
common elements, common
Okay.
list or common objects.
Okay, I can write in same class in like a private method. If that logic is required for the across the JNU test cases, then I can create separate one folder and I can add that class wherever required. I can use it.
No, I need that method. Let's say you have a different method. That method should be executed before any test method is called.
Okay, before any test is called, then before any test, then we need to place in setup before each. If you want to
Okay.
before class, then we need to use B for all, we need to mention there.
Okay. And let's say you have a method where you are calling any REST API, right?
Okay.
Let's say you have a get organization method and you are calling one REST API to get the location. So how do you write the test cases to test that method?
Can you repeat?
You have a main method, you have a functionality, right? You have developed a functionality.
Yeah, okay.
You have written a get organization method.
Okay.
Okay. Inside get organization method, you are calling a REST API.
Okay.
To get the location means.
Okay.
Then how do you write test JUnit for that?
Okay. Get organization is a method. So inside one REST call will be there. So REST call I can mock it. Suppose if some class will be there, that class I can declare at inject mock. After that REST template I can use mock. To activate mock I can use mockito annotations dot open mock. So after that I will set the expectation like when REST template dot suppose REST template dot some method then return, like if this method is called, this is I am expecting. After that I will call the actual method, then I will do some asset conditions verification is nothing but is really internally this method is calling or not, like that I can do.
Okay, so have you used MongoDB?
MongoDB used but no very less idea about that.
Okay, and what database you have used?
MySQL used, MongoDB also used, DynamoDB as well.
Okay, DynamoDB. Okay, what is Swagger API?
File API.
Swagger
API. Like it is documentation, we can easy way to access our REST controller endpoints through there. It will provide documentation as well our REST endpoint. Just we need to in Postman we need to enter the request body, response body, URL, parameters, everything. But it will give some text boxes kind of. Just we need to fill those and we need to execute it.
Okay. And you have an UI experience like Angular?
No.
No. Okay. And your knowledge about HTML, CSS,
Yes,
and those things?
Yes.
Okay, but you have not worked on Angular, right?
Yes.
Okay. And how do you deploy your code? Means once you have developed the code, how it deploy it?
Okay. Coming to Flow, we are deploying in the AWS Elastic Container Service. It is nothing but like orchestrator. Coming to post in my application, we have one Docker file will be there. So that Docker file we are storing into AWS ECR. ECR nothing but Elastic Container Service. It is similar to Docker Hub. So whenever we are committing my changes, it will converted into jar file. After that, it will store into Elastic Container Service. So after that, it will be deployed into AWS ECR, Elastic Container Service. For that, this process we are using GitHub Actions. It is nothing but some actions will be there. This will be performed like post. It will be set up like Linux machine. After that, it will set up Java version. After that, it will convert our application to jar file and it will be stored into target folder. After that jar file we are storing in the container, then this container deployed into AWS Elastic Container Service. We have multiple microservices.
Okay, fine. So how do you handle exception in Spring Boot? Global exception.
By using two annotations will be there, like at response REST controller advice and at exception handler. These two annotations we can handle it.
What annotation?
Like at REST controller advice and at exception handler. At exception handler.
What is first one? REST controller?
Advice.
Advice. Okay.
Yes, advice or controller advice. We can use both.
Okay. Right. So then, how do you means what files you need to write means?
Like at exception handler in brackets we need to mention which class it will be, like which exception class where we need to place that class. After that, like mostly standard is like exception code, some message, some people like will some date, some date will be given, like 3 parameters mostly it will show, like exception message, status code, some time, like that. These 3 parameters should be, we can create in another separate class. We need to just return it. That at exception handler return type is this. Suppose exception handler something, some class, we need to return it.
Okay. You have worked on GPA, Hibernate, right?
Yes.
Okay. What is your current organization?
Publisher Sapient.
Sapient, okay. So you are working as a developer there?
Yes.
Okay. Have you worked on Spring Batch?
Yes, we are here.
Okay. Why do you use Spring Batch?
Like we have some use amount of data, we want to batch by batch, like chunk by chunk, like that we can use. In my application we are like user data we are exposed as a some Excel document, so this purpose we are used batch, Spring Batch. Like we are in while processor we are restricting some, this size will be allowed, like some chunk size kind of. And finally we are converting into a word format documents, and we are displaying into UI. If any user want, they will download it.
Okay. Okay. Fine, Satya. I am done with the interview. So I will our HR will get back to you.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, okay.
Bye.
Yeah.